So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's video lecture. So, in the past four lectures, we have discussed about all the theoretical concepts for plastic analysis of steel structures. So, the theoretical aspects has been covered, like the shape factor, load factor, calculation of plastic modulus, okay, mechanism condition, finding out the collapse load, and all these things have been discussed. So now today we have taken up a few problems, two or three problems to discuss about the problem solving aspect. Okay, so problem solving aspect for plastic analysis for steel structures. So I've taken this problem that this problem is this is a T section. Okay, so this is a T section containing one web and one flange. So we have to find what is the shape factor for this T section, right? So the measurements have been given. This flange has a breadth of 100 mm, has a thickness of 10 mm. This web has again thickness of 10 mm and depth of 150 mm. So this is the total measurements that are given, and all are in millimeter. So now first we need to find what is the plastic what is the uh, shape factor for this section. Now we know for finding the shape factor, we need to find the plastic section modulus and the elastic section modulus. So first we'll find what is the elastic section modulus for this section. For that, we need to find again, we need to find, as I told you in the earlier classes, I told you that for finding the shape factor, you have to find two things: the elastic neutral axis and the plastic neutral axis. The calculation of elastic neutral axis, you know how to find the location of the elastic neutral axis or centroidal axis for any figure, that you already know, that you have already studied in strength of materials and mechanics, engineering mechanics. So here in this, we'll find what is the uh, elastic neutral axis. So let us first assume that this line, this dotted line x1 is the elastic neutral axis. Okay. So now this distance from the topmost fiber of this flange to this elastic neutral axis, let us denote this distance as y bar. So this is this distance we have to find out. So this distance is nothing but the location of the elastic neutral axis from the top fiber. We always know that neutral axes, especially elastic neutral axis, are always found out either from the topmost fiber, or from the bottommost fiber of the section. This concept you already know. So how to find this? What is the area of this section? 100 into 10. So 100 into 10. Now you are taking moment about this top axis. This axis, you are taking moment about the topmost fiber. So 100 into 10 into what is this? This centroid will be 10 by 2. So this centroid to this distance will be 10 by 2. So this is 10 by 2. Plus, what is the area of this wave? 150 into 10. And what is the central distance from here to here? It will be 75. And this section 10. The idea of finding the elastic neutral axis or central distance is only to find, you divide this into wave and flange, find their respective areas, find the CGs, find the CGs for this individual CGs for this wave, for this flange, and then find the distance of the CG to the extreme top fiber about which you are taking the moment. This is the basic concept for finding the elastic neutral axis. So this divided by the total area is 100 into 10 plus 150 into 10. So if you solve this, this comes out to be 53. Okay. So one thing is done, y bar is found out. Okay. Now you need for section modulus, what is section modulus? I by y bar. Now you need to find what is I. What is the moment of inertia for this T section? So moment of inertia about, now again moment of inertia again will be found out about this neutral axis xx1. So what is moment of inertia for this portion? 100 bd cube by 12. So 100 into d is 10, 10 cube by 12 into a into x bar square. Okay. Now this is this centroid, the centroid of this and the centroid of the total area are not coinciding. So for if they are not coinciding, then you need to take this additional term which is called as a into x bar. This you know how to calculate the moment of inertia. Okay. So what is a? 100 into 10. X bar is distance of this CG from here to here. So what is this distance? Y bar minus 10 by 2. So y bar is 53 minus 10 by 2 is 5. So this portion you have found out what is the moment of inertia. Now let us find what is the moment of inertia for this wave portion. Now what is the area of the wave? 100. Now what is the moment of inertia for this wave? 150. This B is 10, depth is 150, so 10 into 150 cube by 12 plus what is the area? 10 into 150A into x bar square. So you need to find this distance to this distance. So what is this distance? Okay, what is this distance? 150. This will be 150. What is this? Half of 150. 150 of half will be 75. So half of this wave will be 75. 75 plus 10. So this will be the distance of the centroid of this wave portion to the extreme fiber. So that will be 75 plus 10, 85. 85 minus this distance y bar. So this distance is 53. So 85 minus 53 will give you this, the distance of the centroid to this. So I hope you have understood this. So 85 minus 53 whole square. So this gives I ZZ as this value. 666.0833 into 10 to the power 4 millimeter square. So what is the section modulus now? ZE IZ by Y max. Okay. So now again, it is here, it is Y max, not Y bar. Okay. So what is Y max? Y max will be here to here, this distance. Y max will be 160 minus 53. Okay. So you have to take the maximum depth of the neutral axis from either the bottom fiber or the top fiber, whichever is maximum. So this distance is less and this distance is more. So obviously you have to take this distance, maximum value you have to take. So this is the value. So this gives out to be 62.250 into 10 to the power 3. So this, now we have found out the elastic section modulus. Now let us find out what is the plastic section modulus. Now let x1 be the equal area axis. Now this portion. Now let us see this distance as x1 as the plastic neutral axis. Okay. With the equal area axis at a distance y bar from the top. Okay, this distance. So ZZ, sorry, not XX1, ZZ1 will be the plastic neutral axis. This is the elastic neutral axis, this is the plastic neutral axis. So let us assume that this is the plastic neutral. What does the plastic neutral axis do? It will divide the area into two equal parts. That means area of this portion above the plastic neutral axis will be area of the portion below the neutral axis, plastic neutral axis. This is the only part. This is the only thing it does. So let this distance be y1 bar. Okay. Now total area of the section A is 100 into 10 plus 150. So this is the total area. Now then for the top section, what will be the area of the top section? Half of the total area, that is 1250. Okay. And now let us assume that this distance is y1. Okay. So and thickness is 10. So 10 into y1 plus 100 into 10 will be equal to this area 1250. Okay. So this distance, or here they have taken y1 as entire distance. The entire distance is y1. Okay. So this entire distance is y1 and this distance is 10. So what will be this distance? This distance will be y1 bar minus 10. So y1 minus 10 is the depth of this much section, and this is the breadth is 10. So area will be 10 into y1 minus 10 plus 100 into 10 equal to this much, 2500 by 2. So this gives y1 as 35. This is y1. Okay. If the y1, this distance is 35. So this will be what? From here to here it will be 35 minus 10, which is 25. Now you have to find what is y1 bar. That means this portion, what is the CG about this axis, ZZ axis, that you have to find. So this can be found out easily. 100 into 10 into 35 minus 10 by 2. Find first CG of area of this into CG will be what? 10 by 2, that is 5. From here to here distance you find. 35 minus 10 by 2. This will be this distance into 100 into 10. So this they have written. Plus again for this portion, what will be this distance? 25 into 10. Okay, 25 into 10 into 10 by 2. So 10 into 25 by 2, sorry, not 10 by 2. This will be half of this. So this distance is 25. So 25 by 2. So they have found that 25 by 2. This divided by total area. If you do the total area, this comes out as 26.5. Similarly, y2 bar will be, what will be y2 bar? Y2 bar will be this distance. This distance is, see, entire distance is 160 and this is 35. So what is the distance of the bottom fiber from the plastic neutral axis? It will be 160 minus of 35. So it gives you 125. So 125 by 2. That is 62.5. So you have found out y2 bar. Now find out what is the plastic section modulus. This PZ a by 2 into y1 bar plus y2 bar. This was the formula that we have derived. So put all these values, you will get as 111250 millimeter cube. Okay. Now what is shape factor? Shape factor is plastic neutral axis divided by this plastic section modulus divided by the elastic section modulus. Okay. So this gives us as value as 1.781. Always plastic section, remember this thing, always plastic section modulus should be greater than the elastic section modulus. So this ratio comes out to be 1.787. This is how you find the shape factor. So two things you remember. First, how to find the plastic neutral axis, how to find the elastic neutral axis, how to find the momentum inertia. First find out the elastic section modulus, then find plastic section modulus using that formula, and then find the centroidal distance for both the parts, and then use the formula to find the shape factor, plastic section modulus, and then once you obtain the plastic section modulus divided by the elastic section modulus, you will get the shape factor. Now let us take another problem here. So this is a fixed beam, right? So this is one fixed beam. So in this problem, we'll discuss about the kinematic theorem. Okay, the principle of virtual work, how it is, how the collapse load is formed. So the problem is this is a fixed beam. Now here, see, A, B, C. From A to B, its depth is twice of B to C. Okay, B to C part, half of the beam has greater depth. That is, plastic moment is 2 MP. Here, plastic moment is MP. Now this beam is fixed. Load is acting at a distance of L by 3 from one of the end. Okay. Now what you need to find is estimate the collapse load. Now, in case of a fixed beam, I've told you the plastic hinges will be formed at the fixed ends. So this is one fixed end, this is one fixed end, and plastic hinge will be formed under the load, and plastic hinge will form under where the change in curvature occurs. So here two cases will arise. First case is two plastic hinges at the support and one plastic hinge at the point where the cross section changes. That is, the cross section changes here. So exactly at the center. So one hinge here, one hinge here, and one hinge here. So this will be the deflected shape of this beam. So this is the deflected shape. So this deflection is delta. Now rotation about this, since this is hinge, so rotation will be theta. Same distance, since this is similar, this will also be theta. So this is one triangle. Internal angles are theta and theta. What will be the external angle? Sum of two internal angles. Opposite external angle will be sum of two internal angles. So this is theta plus theta, 2 theta. Okay. Now, what is the external work done here? External work is load into deflection. Okay. What is load? W. What is deflection? What is the deflection here? L by 3 into theta. Okay. This distance is L by 3. So what is the deflection under this load? It will be L by 3 into theta. So one plastic hinge will form at B in the limb BC, and here the plastic moment will be MP. Okay. See, here you have to consider plastic moment is MP, 2 MP in this portion, plastic moment is MP in this portion. Right? So what is the external load? W into L by 3 into theta. So what is the internal work? Now this is virtual load you are applying, displacement you have got. So you know what is the external work. What is the internal work? Moment into rotation. So what is moment here? 2 mp into theta, okay, plus mp into 2 theta plus mp into theta. So plastic moment is formed here, plastic moment is formed here, plastic moment is formed here. Now the value of plastic moment at this location is 2 mp. The value of plastic moment at this location will be lesser of these two values, 2 mp and mp. Which one is lesser? Mp. So you have to take as mp, where the cross section changes. And here it is obviously mp. But the angle of rotation is theta. So this is 5 mp theta. Okay. Now, according to the principle of virtual work, external work should be equal as to internal work. So external work and internal work are equal. So W U into L by 3 theta is equal to 5 mp theta. So W will be 15 mp by L. So this is the collapse load according to the first condition. First condition was the plastic hinge is formed at the center. That is the point where the cross section changes, geometry changes. Now, second case is two plastic hinge can develop at the supports and one below the concentrated load. Okay, in this case. So one plastic hinge is formed here and one plastic hinges will be formed here in this case. Now, in that case, what will be delta? L by 3 into theta 1. See this figure. When the deflection, initially the deflection was simple like this at the center. Now the deflection is here under the load. So now this triangle, these two values of theta will not be same. If it is theta here, it will be theta 1. Value of the angles will be different because the lengths are different here. L by 3 and 2L by 3. So what will be this external angle? Theta plus theta 1. Okay. This is the basic you need to understand here. So what is the deflection here? Deflection for this part will be L by 3 into theta 1 or 2L by 3 into theta. Both will be same. So this gives you as theta. If you equate these two, this gives theta 1 as 2 theta. So you can put theta 1 directly as 2 theta. Now, what is the external work done? This will be equal to load into deflection. So what is load? W deflection is L by 3 into theta 1, or W L by 3 into 2 theta. So this gives you as 2 by 3 W L theta. So this is the external work due to the load. Now, internal work done. What is it? 2 mp theta 1. Internal work will be moment into rotation. So moment into rotation. So 2 mp theta 1 plus 2 mp theta plus theta 1 plus mp theta 1. Okay. So 2 mp theta 1 is 2 theta plus 2 mp theta plus theta 1 is, put theta 1 as 2 theta plus mp theta. So this gives you as 11 mp theta. So again, by principle of virtual work, external work should be equal to internal work. So 2 by 3 W L theta will be equal to 11 mp theta. So this gives you W as 16.5 mp by L. Now from these two cases, you have to see whichever is the lesser value. So clearly this is the lesser value. So this will be the collapse load because this value will be reached earlier. So this load will, the beam will collapse under this load and not the higher value. Okay. So this is how you solve such problems. Now let us take another example for finding the shape factor. Now this is actually this is a square section, but this section is placed along the base being along the one of the diagonals. So this is nothing but a rhombus. Okay, this is a kind of a rhombus. So this A, B, C, D, it was actually a square section of side A. Each side is A. But they have not placed the square section like this. They have placed the square section in such a way that the base lies along with one of the diagonal, AC or BC. Now, what is AC? This is A. Okay. What is this value? If this is A, then what will be this value and this value? Square root of A square plus A square, that is root 2A. AC will be root 2A, right? If this is A and this is A and this is the hypotenuse, so A square square root, this gives you value of AC. Since this is a right angle triangle, so this is root 2A. Then what will be AE? Half of root 2A. AE or B, whatever AE, B, EC or ED, all values will be half of root 2a, that is a by root 2, right? So what is the moment of inertia about Z? Now moment of inertia about this axis will be BD cube by 12. Okay, so this will be 2 for 2 sides we are doing 2 into root 2a, side is AC, now here side is AC, into a by root 2. What is this side? A by root 2, B, a by root 2, BD cube by 12. And these are on both sides. For this triangle also you are doing, and for this triangle also you are doing. So this value of 2 is coming. So this gives you as a to the power 4 by 12. So directly also for, for a square section in which it is base is placed along the diagonal, directly you can take moment of inertia as a to the power 4 by 12. But this in this problem it is shown how this value comes. Now what will be the section modulus? I by y bar. So I is a to the power 4 by 12. What is y bar? Y bar will be bottom fiber, say bottom fiber to this distance. This axis base diagonal, it is a by root 2. So put a by root 2. So ZE is a cube by 6 root 2. So this you have found out what is the elastic section modulus. Now find out what is the plastic section modulus. Plastic section modulus will be, again it will coincide here. So you need to find what is this distance y1 bar and this distance y2 bar. This both will be similar. So now for this triangle with base of root 2a, okay, and other two sides isosceles right angle triangle A and A, your centroid, distance of the centroid location is here. So distance of the centroid from the base is 1 a by root 2. This distance 1/3 of this height. What is this height? A by root 2. So from geometry we know this distance will be 1/3 of this. Okay, so 1/3 of this is a by 3 root 2. This will be y1. Similarly, since this is symmetrical, y2 will also be same, a by 3 root 2. So this gives Zp as a cube by 3 root 2. Now what is shape factor? Zp by Ze. What is Zp? A cube by 3 root 2. What is Zp? A cube by 6 root 2. So this cancels out 2. So value will be 2. The shape factor for this diamond square cross section will be 2. So this is how we calculate the shape factor. So in the next class, we'll take up more such problems for solving the portal frames. What all principles are required, principle of virtual work or kinematic theorem and all that. We'll see how those problems are solved. Thank you.